Do you struggle with stuffy sinuses? Sinuses that are so congested it's really hard to breathe? I understand, I get you, I have this too. I've tried everything, and today I want to share with you 5 things that have really worked for me, the last being the most effective. And if you stay to the end, I'll share an added benefit of that fantastic treatment. So if we haven't met before, I'm Katie Simpson, and on this channel I share tips and tricks to help you look better, feel better and sound better if you struggle maybe with chronic illnesses like I do with chronic fatigue syndrome. So I've been to countless doctors and specialists and none of them have been able to help me. The only thing they've been able to say to me is, go home and drink some wine. And another one, go and live by the seaside. Really helpful. A doctor told me that I've got non-allergic rhinitis. I get very congested, very inflamed in my sinuses, and it really affects my breathing, my fatigue levels and my general well-being. And I've tried a lot of these things, so let's get into it. Yeah, I've tried so many nasal sprays you can't believe it. And the ones that have steroids in them and they also have antihistamines in them have helped to some extent. I've also tried natural hay fever ones, natural ones with pepper in them, and various hay fever ones that you can get behind the counter. So at this point I was really struggling, and a doctor recommended NeilMed Sinus rinse. You can also get one that's called a neti pot, that's a bit like a plastic teapot, and they work in a similar way. You get some sachets of salt in here, and they're really high grade salt, and you have to use those particular ones rather than any salt because it's going right into your sinuses. And if you're interested in learning how to use this, I have a video in a playlist which you'll see at the end. That one helped a little bit once I'd got used to it, but it made me think that there was something about salt that was really good, so I pursued the salt. The thing I tried next is this, a very simple salt inhaler that you can buy anywhere, and they're very cheap. And you get good quality salt and you put it inside and you inhale in a relaxed way in and out. And you are getting a little bit of salt into your system there, and that did make me feel a little bit better. A doctor I heard talked about using 1 or 2 drops of Lugol's iodine in it. This is 15%, and that helps with the properties. Now let me give a disclaimer. I am not a doctor or a medical practitioner in any way. I'm just sharing the things have helped me, and I'm hoping that they will help you too. So do consult your doctor before you try anything. So that one helped me a little bit, but it wasn't really getting into my lungs, into my throat. I get lots of throat infections easily and things like that. So then I was recommended a salt water spray. This one is made by a company called Piri Natural, and it says it washes away allergens such as dust and pollen. And the spray is quite strong, so it does go up your nose without that horrible pressure feeling. It doesn't go into the back of your sinuses and out the other side though. That's pretty good, but still wasn't quite the ticket. I then tried aromatherapy, so essential oils that are really, really good for helping the sinuses. There's loads of them actually. Eucalyptus is the famous one, tea tree is antiviral too, peppermint, lavender, juniper, a whole list of them. And you can inhale them in steaming water, and I would just put 1 or 2 drops because they can be so strong, and that really does help. But let me bring you on to the thing that made all the difference for me. As I was researching salt and how it helps the sinuses, I came across something called halotherapy, which is salt therapy. And I found that there are actually salt rooms that people have in spas and in other places around. And I found one that I could go to that wasn't too far away from me. And what you do is you sit in there and you breathe in tiny little particles of medical grade salt. You lie back on a chair and you just sit there for 3/4 of an hour or so, just breathing in this salt. And that was a game changer for me. It gets deep into the lungs. Sometimes people cough quite a bit when they're there because it's clearing that mucus. It's just amazing. Sometimes the air is a little bit cloudy from the tiny particles of salt, and it just really cleared my sinuses, and it had a wonderful added benefit that I'm getting onto in a minute. But I couldn't go there lots of times a week. They do recommend that you go at least 3 times a week, and it can help with all sorts of things, including eczema and psoriasis, allergies, asthma, and even COPD. So I found something that you can use at home for halotherapy. Now, this is an investment. I really thought long and hard about it, but I am so glad that I got it. Let me show you. So this is called a Halo Pocket. The way that you use it is you put a tiny little bit of medical grade salt in it, and then you press this button here. Can you hear that? And it grinds the salt. And then you just take the top off. And depending on how bad you're feeling, you can use it numerous times a day. So you just put it slightly below your mouth and nose and just breathe in. If you do that sort of motion, it can channel the tiny particles of salt a bit better. So this isn't widely available in the UK at the moment, which is a bit of a pain. I will put where I got it from below. So that is what has been a game changer for me. Halotherapy is just amazing. Thank you for staying to the end. The bonus for halotherapy is that it is deeply relaxing. Wow, it really is. It's something to do with the negative ions, apparently, which are very calming and relaxing. If you think about being near the sea, it's similar. So I really recommend salt therapy. But if there's not a salt room or a salt cave near you, then why don't you try with something like this? It will get you going. Salt is anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, anti-allergy, antifungal, anti a lot of things, a lot of horrible things. So why not give it a go? And if this video has helped you, do think about subscribing to the channel and have a look at that playlist where I show you how to use some of these things. Take care, all the best, see you on the next one. Bye.